This is Tarot Combos where we draw two cards and feel into how the energies are interacting. So let's see what's here today. I just made a batch of chili. My mouth is still not on fire. It's just happy. All right. We have the Princess of Swords. This is the Page of Swords. This deck just calls it the Princess. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is Four of Torches, but it's the Four of Wands. These two cards, whoop, you might, like, there. If I had, again, I sometimes want to start with one word summaries. They have, like, enthusiasm and happiness. This is really enthusiasm for learning because it's swords, challenged by happy events, like a happy home life. It's kind of like that. It's like a celebration kind of energy. So how in the world would this challenge like an enthusiasm for learning? Let's think about that for a moment. The first thing that was coming to me is the way our expectations for this happiness. Some people call it the marriage card, but it's really like celebration energy and happy events. So it's like, how might our expectations of this get in the way of, not really get in the way, but influence like our enthusiasm for the journey, not the end goal. Because sometimes this feels a little bit like the end goal of our happiness, like the ideas we have in our mind about like when you're young, I guess. This was never me, but my best friend was always like, and I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have this many kids, and she was like, and you and I are gonna room together at college, and we're gonna go to that college, and like she had everything planned out when we were in middle school, and I'm like, slow down. I'm like, what is college? I come from a divorced home. Like, I don't want to get married. I don't want kids. Like, but I just went along with him. Like, okay, yes, we'll be roommates. And it was just like those expectations. Now, she did all those things, so that worked out for her. I did none of those things at first. So anyway, that's a different side quest. So, but it's that like those ideas we have in our minds about what happiness means, what your life, like what would make you feel fulfilled. You have that picture in your mind, and it might come from like what you deeply desire, but it might just come from like conditioning. You don't know where it comes from, but it's planted in you, and it's valid. It's like the desires. So then we have like the enthusiasm for learning. To me, means more like enthusiasm for the journey. It's not about the outcome. It's like, if you say you're a lifelong learner, you just love to keep learning, to keep growing. So how might expectations for the end result get in the way of the journey, enjoying the journey itself? I could probably just stop there because that feels really true to me about how these energies are really interacting and what it's calling us to examine. Where do you see that happening in your life, where you feel like, gosh, I still have such a firm idea about what happiness means to me, or what will fulfill me, what will make me feel at peace, what will make me feel joy, what the ideal situation would be for my family, for my kids, my parents, my partner, my job, like all the things in your physical material reality. What do you, and if it doesn't go that way, do you feel like you're knocked off kilter? It really feels like a setback. So how could we get more into the spirit of enjoying the ride, even during the hard times when it's not measuring up to the picturesque happiness? How can we get into, like, where do you see that happening in your life, where you're like, damn, I just wish I could enjoy the journey, enjoy the ride of life day in, day out, even through the hard times? Where do you feel like you get knocked off your axis a little bit when things don't measure up? Maybe that's the question. Let me think. For me, again, keep talking about family, parents, we're in that phase of life where it's like their health has been deteriorating, and that's bringing up so many emotions for me, so many feelings I'm trying not to infect others with. Oh my God. And I'm infecting them, I just know it. So it feels like, oh, I don't think I had a picture in mind of what this phase of life would be like. I guess I thought maybe they would just be healthier longer. So that's one expectation I think I had that's making the journey right now hard to enjoy. I do feel like I turned a corner yesterday. I think I shared a video where I was like, oh man, it was hard. I cried all the cries. And there is something that shifted for sure. I don't think it's the end. It doesn't feel like the end. But it was a shift into more of this. And I had a lot of gratitude today when I was hanging out with everyone at the hospital. And I was just like, wow, we really are just sort of enjoying the moment. I felt kind of outside my body for a moment, just appreciating that, like what was happening. And I was like, oh, I think we did turn a little bit of a corner, and I'm so grateful for that. Even though we're in the muck of it all, we're in the muckiest muck of uncertainty. So I think that's what's showing up for me is like, this did create a lot of angst and like not appreciating the journey, or really, I think a lot of resentment and anger was underneath all of that. And so I was definitely not enthusiastic for the journey. And it did cloud. What was I supposed to be learning in this moment of the hard times when things didn't measure up? What was I supposed to be learning? And I was too clouded I was too close to the situation. So where do you feel that? That's my personal example. I'd have many, I'm sure, if I thought about it, because even though I haven't, like I've said, felt like I've developed those firm pictures, like I was just like, woo, next shiny thing, go with the flow of life, like whatever's presented and resonates, I'll go toward that. So I don't feel like I had a lot of firm ideas about what my happiness would need, to look like. But apparently I did have some expectations about maybe this phase of life wouldn't be as hard as people make it out to be. It is, it's hard. It can be like this phase where you're like, the child becomes the parent. What? Brings up a lot. So anyway, that's it for me. Feel free to share your story. Well, I gotta remember how I phrased that question. I really liked it. I might have to go back and watch it.